right. Here we are with video number 3. Staying consistent. Up until a couple days ago, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to make a video about next, but it became really clear to me that I should make a video about pregnancy and the associated weight gain. Because that's what I'm currently struggling with. And I got notes. Important. Alright, so obviously, as we know, most of us know that a woman will gain weight in pregnancy. Even if she gains the least amount of weight possible, she still gains some weight because you gotta have the belly with the baby and the amniotic fluid and the placenta, and surely a woman will gain some fat because it's important to sustain a pregnancy. Estrogen, there's a lot of estrogen flowing through the body, so that also promotes weight gain or fat deposits, and also water retention. So yeah, it's inevitable to gain at least some weight in pregnancy. And often some women, a lot of women gain a little bit extra than necessary, or maybe it is necessary. Who knows? I struggle with my weight gain, and it has also to do with me living in this society where there's this focus on beautiful, skinny women and being skinny while we're pregnant, and everything is slim except for the belly. And yeah, I myself admire that and adore that. And it's frustrating because it's so not inclusive, and it puts us women under a lot of pressure. I'm putting myself under a lot of pressure because I would like to look a certain way, and that's not necessarily healthy. Not necessarily. I used to have an eating disorder in the past when I was between the ages of 13 and 18 maybe. I had a long time of starving myself and then binging, and going back and forth between starving and binging. And I did that, I grew up in the 90s and 2000s, so that was the time where the thigh gap was in and heroin chic and being super skinny was in. And I have always been more on the thick side. I come from a family with the genetics of thick thighs, thick booty, and slim waist. And when I gain weight, and any woman in my family gains weight, we put fat onto the thighs and the arms, and not so much on the belly. The belly comes later, but the thighs and arms come first. So that's my genetics. And back then in the 2000s, when the thigh gap was in and I was going through puberty, I was also gymnast / cheerleader. I was very muscular, and I was starving and binging. And I had a lot of deposits of fat on my thighs and arms, and muscle, and a ton of muscle too. So that, in the time that I was in, and nobody making me feel okay about myself or helping me get there, or whatever, I started to starve and binge and try to lose weight, and I never really managed to lose enough weight to reach my goal of being super skinny. But that's just a little backstory of why now I feel some of those old triggers come back that I have not had to deal with in a long time, many years. because in the last 5 to 10 years, my body has morphed into a body that I really enjoyed and loved. First of all, I've been on a gigantic self-acceptance and self-love journey, which is a huge, important part of this, to just love yourself fully for who you are and to embrace yourself and your body. And I did that. I love myself. I love my body. Embrace myself exactly the way I am, and I appreciate it. And instead of complaining or trying to be someone else, just love what you got and be beautiful. But there was still definitely a little bit of hidden voices here and there, even in the last few years. For example, before I got pregnant, I got into coffee and matcha for the first time in my life. I never really drank coffee before. I started drinking coffee when I was 30 and I only drank it for about 6 months or so. And I loved coffee. It tastes amazing. It gives you lots of energy. It made me happy. It gave me serotonin boosts. And also it made me effortlessly lose weight. And so over time, I definitely secretly in my mind, I was like, ooh, all that coffee is making me so effortlessly get even a little bit more skinny. And it's so easy to keep that weight off because caffeine, I'm just ready to go and my appetite is lower and I'm still eating enough. I'm not starving myself, but just drink a coffee and you're ready to go. So that was very interesting to see those little sneaky voices to come back into my head and kind of be proud of myself for being skinnier than I've ever been. And I knew it had to do with my lifestyle, which included coffee, caffeine in general. You know, also just being extremely active, doing a lot of yoga, going dancing a lot. And yeah, I wasn't unhealthy or anything, but I reached a point of my body where I was really enjoying what I saw. And well, that quickly changed when I became pregnant. I'm 18 weeks now, by the way. 18 weeks. And well, the first trimester was really hard because I was so sick for so long and I couldn't really do much. I couldn't really work out and do yoga like I usually do. And I was pretty bedridden often and just needing to sleep. So of course my muscle definition and all of that kind of went a little bit flabby. And eating was weird. And then once I started my second trimester, eating was so much easier, but not that easy. And what I really enjoyed was things like, you know, bread with peanut butter and honey or something. So I really indulged in that kind of stuff, and that's okay. I let myself, that's what I needed in the moment to sustain myself. I ate a ton of fruit too and other stuff, but I definitely ate a lot of bread with peanut butter and honey. Yeah, so obviously when I come from 6 months of drinking lots of caffeine, like a cup a day, sometimes two, and being very, very active, to then first trimester and then second trimester of sedentary lifestyle, back to energy, but eating a little bit more junky. Not really, but just a little. Obviously, I'm gonna gain weight. Plus, I'm pregnant. Plus, my hormones are just through the roof. Estrogen is like crazy, and my genetics. You know, I come from a family with thick thighs, thick booty, and if we gain weight, it's the arms and the legs. So here I am, gaining weight in my arms and in my thighs. And I am catching myself standing in front of the mirror a little bit too often. Kind of just nitpicking my thighs and looking, is this okay? And looking at my arms and looking from the side when I put my arm against my body, how the fat pushes out. And I don't like that. I've done that way too many years in my life. It's just such a hyper focus on looks. And I don't like that. And here I am doing it a little bit. So I'm just aware of it and I want to talk about it. And I know that I'm not the only one dealing with this. Women have to deal with this all over the place because of standards in society, beauty standards, and a lot of pressures to look a certain way. And yeah, also part of my genetics as well, but also very, very common for most women. About 80% of women or so have or will experience cellulite in their life, in certain phases of life. I've had it before in my teenage years, you know, when I had more fat deposits on my legs. And then it completely went away in the last few years because my body fat was pretty low. And so now that I am putting on a little bit of weight, cellulite is back. Just a little bit, but it's back. And it really bothers me. And it also bothers me that it bothers me. Because why am I so obsessed with looking a certain way? And yeah, of course, it has to do with where I live, with the society I live in, and what I have been fed my whole life, and what is supposed to be beautiful. So I'm kind of just making this video to bring awareness to myself and whoever needs to hear this, and to state what is currently there, but also to transform it into loving, kind statements and behavior. That's what the video is about. Cellulite is obviously not really fun for anyone, and it's fine to deal with because it's not dangerous or anything. And as long as we can accept it and deeply love ourselves for who we are, then who cares, you know? Cellulite happens for many reasons. It can happen with genetics, which definitely it's in my genetics. Weight gain, so wherever we deposit more fat, that's where it can happen. So for me, it's my legs. And alcohol and smoking can do that, which I don't do right now, obviously. High estrogen levels, which is common with weight gain and pregnancy, and I'm pregnant. And changes in collagen and just aging in general, which I'm aging like everyone. And water retention, which is also common in pregnancy. Or eating too much excess salt or gaining weight, for example. So that's causes for cellulite. And there's not necessarily anything specific that can be done. There's no magic cure or anything. But the things that we can do and that I will do, just for my general health and well-being, and because I do enjoy to feel good in my body. So eating healthy, of course. I think I'm gonna back off a little bit on my peanut butter and honey sandwiches and replace that with more maybe collagen rich foods, or more fruits and vegetables. Eating is getting easier and easier as I'm moving along in this pregnancy, so yeah. Also developing lean muscle. So I think that is a major cause for me personally, because I stopped doing my rigorous yoga practice. And I can just feel now when I do yoga, I did a nice practice just before this, an hour-long practice that was really focusing on the legs. And damn, I have lost a lot of strength in my thighs and endurance to stick to poses. And yeah, that really makes a big difference. So I'm gonna continue my yoga practice, and I know that will do a lot. The strength and the stretching really does a lot. Not gaining excessive weight. Yeah, I don't ever want to do that because I don't think that's healthy. But I'm also not going to try to lose weight while I'm pregnant or ever. I'm not ever trying to go on a diet or anything. I'm just going to live a healthy life, and that will result in not gaining excessive weight. Massage and lymphatic drainage also helps. So massaging those legs or areas that have cellulite and moving stuff towards the lymph nodes. So I can do that more often. I'll ask my lover. And last but not least, the most important thing is self-love and acceptance. So regardless of where we are and where we want to go, self-love and self-acceptance is so important to to not focus on things you don't love and bring more negativity to a part that you don't love about yourself, but to practice, to use this opportunity to truly love yourself. This is when it gets hard, and this is when it actually makes us grow. Is, we can love and accept ourselves all day long, but when it comes to those things that we really don't like, that's when true growth of self-love and acceptance will come into play. So I'm practicing this currently when I catch myself standing in front of the mirror a little bit too long and nitpicking myself. I will either just quit it and walk away, or I will continue standing in front of the mirror, but will change my thought patterns into positive, loving statements, and let go of any judgment and just send gratitude towards my beautiful body. Also, I think what's very important and what we need to get towards is honoring the female body, because a lot of the standards that are happening in this world are so unrealistic. Women are beautiful, and our bodies are incredible, and what we do is incredible, and it is just our nature to deposit fat and to gain weight easily. It is important for us, for our health. It is important for pregnancy. And we will age, and we will get dips and dimples and folds and, stretch marks. And that's beautiful. To change our mindset into trying to stay away from these very natural things and to move into just pure awe of the beautiful female body and the curves and landscapes and dimples and dips and folds and everything, including cellulite, because cellulite is here because of fat deposits and water retention, because we're women, because we are beautiful, bodacious, voluptuous beings. Yeah, walking away from beauty standards, always trying to do that, always catching myself to still think about those things, but then always trying to just walk away, recenter myself, and to just be with myself, with my body, and just to be in gratitude for my body and for what my body gives me, what my body can do. And eventually we will be able to change beauty standards, and we're already on the path to just open up to what is beautiful and acceptable, which is everything and everything in between. Focusing on health, of course, rather than anything shallow. So I just want to focus on my health and all of these things that I mentioned earlier to hopefully get rid of my cellulite. That mainly I'm doing these things just to be healthy, and a side effect of that might or might not be to reduce or lose the cellulite, but it's not the main goal. The goal is to be healthy. And yoga, because the breathing is beautiful, the centering into oneself is beautiful. The exercise that can be very strenuous is beautiful. It can be such slow movements and quite easy postures, and it will still be such an incredible workout for the body. Such a gentle and beautiful workout for the body, of stretching and strengthening at the same time, and releasing the juices and opening the bones and opening the muscles, and oh, it's just so nice. And of course, the meditative properties that it has to just find your true self and to realize what's really important, which is none of that shallow stuff that I still sometimes fall towards. And I'm sure maybe some of you do as well. So yoga is a nice, beautiful reminder of what is really important. And yeah, that's kind of the point of the videos, to acknowledge what's happening and to just love yourself through the whole process, and to change hurtful patterns into, or to change negative thought processes into positive ones, and to find acceptance with exactly where you are, which is what I'm trying to do. I don't really want to get into that, I need to get rid of this and I need to lose weight and I need to do this and that, which I've been saying a lot lately. And I don't really want to do that. I want to focus on my health and the health of my baby, and just allow my body and myself to be exactly how it wants to be right now, accepting that it's always an up and down, a season of life. Things will always change forever, and to just embrace my beautiful female body with all of the dimples and curves and fat deposits that are there. Yeah, so I'm just thinking about myself and everyone that is feeling similar, to just feel loving kindness and acceptance for wherever you and your body and your mind and your heart is, and to move on from there, and to get away from judgment, to catch yourself in judgmental moments, and to immediately turn that into loving kindness. Yeah, that's it. That's really it. Thanks for listening. Only a few more days until my wonderful man is back. And so the future videos will probably be with him, and then we'll go on a 3 month epic baby moon trip. And so there will be a lot of travel stuff coming your way from Europe and the United States. Whew, I'm really excited. I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. My life is so beautiful. And there's just no room to focus on shallow, negative thought patterns. There's only room to grow into a more accepting, loving, and kind being towards myself and everyone around me. Yeah. I love my baby. Belly. Belly is growing. Little baby. I've been feeling baby kick for about 2 weeks now. And it's very beautiful. It's such a miracle. All right, have a beautiful day wherever you are, or night. Enjoy your life, enjoy yourself, love your life, love yourself. Embrace yourself and your body. Look in the mirror and see how beautiful you are. Yeah. Bye.